When I ask you to picture a detective, what's the first thing you think of? Is it a dark, smoky bar, jazz in the background, and Humphrey Bogart's smooth voice?
He's looking at you, kid.
Is it a gang of teenagers trying to solve a mystery? Or perhaps, whatever the fuck this is.
It's so boring, isn't it?
Well, I want to talk about a show that takes a slightly different approach. Columbo starts with a simple 3-act structure. Act 1. Our sleuth arrives on the scene and a murder has occurred.
You sure? Positive. Look again.
Act 2. Detective work and investigation.
I just want to talk to the individual who brought Mr. Santini his brandy last night.
And finally, Act 3. All the pieces come together and the true culprit is revealed.
And I thought I'd perform the perfect murder.
Except, that's not what happens at all. You see, every episode of Columbo begins with exactly who the murderer is and how the murder occurred.
How did you...
So, how do you keep the viewer interested?
Good afternoon, Lieutenant Lucerne. I suppose you came here for a confession. Well, you're not going to get it, sir.
It's hard to get across just how charismatic Peter Falk is in the role of Detective Columbo. His portrayal is easily the heart of the show, and what keeps me coming back year after year.
It's a little steep,
Yes, sir?
but I'll tell you, it was the quickest way down.
Oh, yes, by far.
He's the antithesis of a traditional cop. He doesn't drive a loud and intimidating police car. He has a 10-year-old bucket of bolts that's falling apart at the hinges. He doesn't dress in blue, but beige, with the iconic coat coming from Peter Falk's own closet. The man doesn't even carry a gun.
The readout said you hadn't fired in 5 years.
Columbo is like the grandpa you wish you had. Kind, funny, and talks a little bit too long when telling a story.
Fencing, fighting, torture, revenge, giants, monsters, chases, escapes, true love, miracles.
Doesn't sound too bad.
The point is, he doesn't seem like a detective. His schlubby, forgetful, careless persona is what makes it such a shock when you learn the genius that boils just beneath the surface. His aloof nature lulls the criminals he's pursuing into a false sense of security. And as the episode goes on, the perpetrator falls deeper and deeper into Columbo's web. Until, eventually, they too realize he had him from the start.
Mind telling us what you're doing?
You put your print on those paintings while you were bent over watching them when they were working on it. He touched them. You.
And I thought I'd perform the perfect murder.
Perfect murder, sir. Oh, I'm sorry. There is no such thing as a perfect murder. That's just an illusion.
The only thing that's given me any pleasure in this case, Mr. Brady, is charging you with murder.
Whole first act, you see a murderer, male or female, committing what the character conceived as the perfect crime. Second act, enter Columbo. A duel of wits ensues. The rest of the show is basically this minuet, this saraband between two people. At the end is a pop, That's Peter's phrase. That's the big clue that allows Columbo to catch the murderer.
The show isn't a who-done-it, but a how-catch-em, where we as the audience follow Columbo to figure out where the murderer made their mistake.
You give a potential or a murderer whom you suspect of being a murderer. Give him enough rope, he will hang himself.
Now, Columbo is a great character played by a great actor, but the show would have never boomed in popularity like it did on the back of a single man, even when that man is Peter Falk.
Do I really look like that?
Columbo's vast and varied Rouge Gallery is a big reason for the show's success, with some of the best actors appearing in multiple episodes like Patrick McGoohan and Jack Cassidy. Watching the interplay between Columbo and the villain is the main draw of the show. He brings up a piece of evidence.
No, it's peculiar that you would walk into the lobby. I see a man who was lying on the floor, just got shot in the middle of all that excitement. Turn on a tape recorder.
And the criminal has to think on their feet in order to get out of it.
Well, did it occur to you that I might have turned the tape recorder on before I went into the lobby, before I ever saw the body? As a matter of fact, I think I turned it on directly after screening.
And you can play this relationship in so many different ways. Antagonistic.
You can huff and puff on that rotten cigar until next July, and you'll never prove otherwise.
Analytical.
Fascinating as this is, even if the gum were mine, it was not at the scene of the crime.
Admiration.
You've learned very well, Lieutenant.
Thank you, sir. That's the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me.
Seeing the duel of wits between two adversaries and the sort of begrudging respect that would form was always a joy to watch.
Even with some of the murderers that I meet, I even like them too. Sometimes. Like them, and even respect them. Not for what they did. Certainly not for that. But for that part of them which is intelligent, or funny, or just nice. Because there's niceness in everyone.
Columbo became a big hit during the pandemic, and I think a big reason why that happened comes down to tone. Unlike most detective shows, Columbo isn't gritty. It's not trying to say anything, and it's certainly not trying to be realistic. There's episodes with cruise ships, matadors, there's even a Nazi magician. Columbo is camp to its core. It's a show where the good guys win and the bad guys lose. So, if you're ever having a down day or trying to fall asleep, maybe put on an episode of Columbo and let the man with the glass eye ease your trouble. Oh, and just one more thing. Thanks for watching.
You know, in our neighborhood, we had a bunch of jokers. I mean, we were a real wild bunch of guys. And we figured out a perfect way to put a car out of commission. You take a potato, you stick it in the exhaust pipe. Doesn't cause any damage, but the car won't start. It was a terrible thing to do. And I got a feeling that the reason I became a cop was to make up for all those jokes I played when I was a kid.